Well, today, guys, we're joined by Cheney. Now, Kyle, thanks for having me over.
No worries. Thanks for having me on.
No problems. Now, you're a country boy from Warwick-Nabil. How was that growing up?
Yeah, I think it was obviously pretty good. There was only probably 2,500 people in the town, and it probably gives you a lot more opportunity to do things. And I mean, we went without any of the sporting facilities or anything, so it was probably good to have the tight group of people to mix with each week. Yeah.
Now, your father owns a bakery in Warwick-Nabil, and your brother works there. Do they have any specialties?
Yeah, Dad and my brother both went halves in the bakery, and Dad manages it and my brother does all the baking. And yeah, not that I like to pump my brother up too much on camera, but his vanilla slice is actually pretty good.
Now, when you were drafted to Hawthorn, you were with Melbourne in China at the time. How was that, being with your now ex-teammates?
It was a little bit probably weird at the time. I think the coaching staff was probably the weirdest thing. Like, the players were all pretty comfortable with it, and when you walk past the senior coach and you're not actually under him anymore, it was a little bit weird.
Now, I've heard you got a few nicknames. One that was at Melbourne, and one that's now to be adapted to Hawthorn. Tell us about those.
Yeah, the one that I got at Melbourne was Cheney. And then once I come over to Hawthorn and the guys asked me what my nickname was, I said Feta, and they said, well, we can't have that because it's a Melbourne nickname, so they've given me Cheney, so they are pretty creative with the names.
Who are your closest friends, or who have you really developed friendships with over here?
Yep, I think mainly most of the younger guys have been pretty good, and I mean, it didn't take me too long to settle in with the guys, but I suppose Xavier Ellis and Liam Shields and those sort of guys have been really good to me, so it's been good.
Now, speaking to you earlier, and you showed me a photo of yourself playing footy for Warwick-Nabil, and this photo of them here. Yep. Talk us through, who are these other two guys here?
Yep, these guys are my two older brothers, yeah, Jacob and Brenton. Obviously both played for the Warwick Eagles and still do, so...
And were you a defender back then as well?
No, I was actually a forward growing up, but yeah, I soon got sent backwards when I went through my under-18s and stuff at Ballarat.
Now, the coaches at Hawthorn have given you this One for All Hawthorn book here. What have you learnt about that?
Yeah, the coaching staff issue the One for All book to all the new players at the club, and we had a bit of a test on it early in the year and was lucky enough to pass it. So,
did you pass that test with flying colours, or did you just scrape over the line?
Flying colours, of course, yeah.
Of course. Now, we've got a few Facebook questions from our fans, Kyle, to ask you. Joshua says, what are your short and long-term goals as a football player?
Short-term goals, we set it at the start of the year was I wanted to play 10 senior games. Just coming up to 5 now, so I'm halfway. So my long-term goals is, I suppose, just to have a successful career, and I'd love to stay at Hawthorn for a long career. Well,
Josh seems very happy, so he wants you to stay, which is good. Now, Bruce says, who is your mentor at Hawthorn, if you have one?
Yep, I probably get along in terms of the backline players. Ricky Ladson helps me out a lot. Tom Murphy also helps out a lot, and those sort of guys are great around the club, and they help out the younger blokes.
Now, the final one's from Ingrid. This is an interesting one. She says, my daughter has the biggest crush on you. Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, I do have a girlfriend. Sorry, Ingrid. She's still back in Warwick-Nabil, so we're doing the long distance thing at the moment, which is tough at times, but yeah, we're going along all right.
Well, sorry, Ingrid, you're going to have to set your door up for someone else, maybe another Hawks player, who knows. Kyle, thanks for having us over.
No worries.
And we'll see you next week, guys.